Yo, I just watched the intro to this one, like the first 2 minutes of this anime, and I don't know what to say. It's just freaking magical. Who made this? Who thought of this? Ladies and gents, this is the OG Monster Girl Doctor. This is it, man. This is the originator of Monster Girl harems. Actually, it's probably not, but that's what I like to say, and that's what I'm going with. At least it was mine. So Kunosuke Mihito is a regular dude who lives with a monster girl named Mia. Half human, half python, or something. I don't know the exact species, and it doesn't matter. The intro was him stroking her tail, and juices just flying everywhere. Yo, it's a fracking cafeteria in school amount of orange juice, fracking apple juice, other juice. She also drags him into the bath while he's in his clothes, and there is no escape for her. The size of her snake half is huge. She literally just wraps around him and he's done for. So this is a world where monster girls have existed for a long time and have been kept secret by the government, only to be revealed now. You think that's what they're keeping in Area 51, by the way? Funny how there's an entire race of these guys and not a single monster dude around. I'm just pointing that out. Am I complaining? Nope! Kimihito is then approached by Smith, who is his interspecies exchange coordinator. She tells him that anyone who hurts monster girls is doomed! So long story short, he has to treat them right. While he is doing fine and all, Smith warns Kimihito that the monster girls are quite monstrous when it comes to mating instincts. Go figure! He has to make sure he doesn't give in to it because a human dude banging a monster girl would apparently be a diplomatic issue. Smith begins to seduce Kimihito herself, asking if he'd gone all the way with Mia, who comes out of the bath in time to snatch him away. With a little warning, Smith leaves, and Mia, who doesn't even fully understand the context of what was just discussed, says that she doesn't care about the rules and that mating is on the menu. She was pretty close to getting that first scar on her from his weapon, but his arm broke, of course. Have you seen those Nat Geo documentaries of a python just squeezing the life out of a poor duck? No? You don't really need to. I kind of explained exactly what just happened. As monster girls are now a norm in this world, Kimihito is tasked with seeing all of Mia's needs, which includes dates as well. Wouldn't be a slice of life without at least 10 of them. I like how everyone's out here staring at them. Having monster girls is definitely not normal. Legal is the correct word. The day passes, and now they're in a lingerie shop where Mia insists on trying out a few of them. I'm sold. I want to see the outcome. I'm invested in the plot. Are you freaking serious? Nothing? Yeah, maybe that's for the best. They've been on a date for like a good hour or two, and only now does someone point out how weirdly gross it was for a literal half snake to call a human darling. Mia tries to strike those trolls, but Kimihito gets in the way as he doesn't want her to be breaking the prohibition rules. Prohibition? Is that actually? There's no way that's actually what it's called. That's not. The only logical decision to make here would be to go back home, but no, Love Hotel it is. They are then escorted out of here by Smith, who, because apparently just being there is indecency in the eyes of the law. Did I say that sentence right? Y'all get it, right? The trolls from earlier start with their insults again, and this time, finally, Kimihito makes the right decision and punches them the next Tuesday. I mean, next Monday was booked, so yeah, I had to go for Tuesday. Kimihito gets picked up by a frickin' bird now, a woman with chicken feet and wings. This is Poppy, and no, she isn't his frickin' daddy, you insolent fricks. She's also a monster girl, a monster lolly, whatever fits. Yo, why are they showing me a scene of him feeding her a popsicle like that? Get up! They didn't even try to hide it as a joke. The surrounding NPCs look pretty grossed out too. This wasn't enough though, as she now strips naked and takes a dip in a fountain. Yeah, I get it. It's a bird thing to do. Can we not get canceled yet, please? Mia arrives jealous and heated and starts to get into a fight with Poppy. A more serious matter distracts them as there is a child hanging on a tree all of a sudden. No one knows when she got there or how she got there, but she just is, period. Poppy tries to take flight, but her wings are wet now, so Mia has to climb the tree, but everyone messes up somehow. But they end up getting the child down safely anyway. Smith arrives and starts to sort out the Poppy mess, which is her being the new addition to Kimihito's Monster Girl Motel. Now there are two monster girls, both of whom feel indebted to Kimihito because of the main character's energy. So yeah, you can kind of see where the plot is heading at this point. But two just wasn't enough, was it? Not for a working man trying to reach his breaking point. What did I mean by that? Meet Centauria Shianus. She is from the race of the Centaurs, which for the first time is an actual legit monster-human combination. Wait, no, the snake was. At least according to Mythos. That would, yeah, there you go. No, there was also a, never mind. Centauria sees a purse snatcher and attempts to stop him together with Kimihito since she cannot hurt a human by herself. And yes, I said all that to build up to the part where he rides her. He literally rides her. They do reach the part, but then Kimihito's hands need more grip or else he'd fall. So he starts gripping her opie. He later realizes from Smith that riding a centaur is like marriage and forcing it is like well, forcing it. He then tries to apologize to Centauria, but well, I guess the grip got her good. We got one more contender in the mix now. Now that there's more and more of the maiden population inside the house, Mia starts to assume the role of the first lady. She explains to the other girls about the various rules that they have to follow when it comes to humans. Poppy is still pretty much a child and doesn't want to get involved in those fights. She wants to take a bath, and Kimihito's out here being a good Poppy himself, helping little naked Poppy put on a swimsuit. She even says that if she had a big brother, she wished they'd be like him. Her idea of sibling love is to make him touch her breasts because the first time he did it, she felt something on her chest. Yeah, his hand! That's what you felt! Centauria, who they now call Seria, so I will now, because it's easier, kicks Poppy to a wall and takes Kimihito for a ride. I will never get tired of them taking these small rides because his handle choice is quite intriguing. Taking a ride is not going to cut it in Japan, as he tells her that she can loosen up and wish for something more. She spots a normal couple holding hands and asks that they do the same. Of course, Mia and the bird woman were not going to let this stand, but then they get Kimihito hurt while trying to claim him for themselves. Smith then sees how lenient he is with the girls and tells them about the new law about legalizing interspecies marriage. It's experimental though. So does that mean? Oh, I guess it does. Wait, so will Poppy lay an egg or give direct birth? Still, the way Smith phrases it, polygamy is not an option and Kimihito has to choose one. With all these monster women around, I think I'd just go for Smith personally. Kimihito starts to think about this little predicament since he's never really had a good actual relationship. He opens up to Mia about having no experience with girls and clearly admits to being a virgin. Mia takes his concern very seriously and immediately jumps the gun to make sure his virgin condition is treated very well. Poppy interrupts the little show with plans of her own. She wants to lay eggs. Well, I guess that question's answered. Seria is the only one with a bit of sense as she explains that the full moon was causing the girls' animal instincts to go, well, more toward the animal side. She claims to be in control while coherently telling him to give her a good boob job. He calls on Smith to ask for advice and oh frick, she's taking a bath. Oh man, I needed a warning about that. November's still going on. He does manage to calm them down, letting them know that he would come to a decision sooner rather than later and that they should not feel insecure. Mia gets randomly attacked by a random slime randomly, who just happened to randomly be chilling inside a random vessel. Everyone is kind of on guard about the slime in the house except Poppy. She really just wants games and playtime. Other than that, everyone might as well die, and she wouldn't bat an eye. Though that talk Celia gave about protecting her master, she's pretty vulnerable to the slime's attacks. Very vulnerable indeed. Kimihito goes to take a shower covered in slime goo, and Celia takes the chance to do the same. She makes it look like she wasn't there for any indecent behavior, and surprisingly, she wasn't. She just needed his help to clean her horseback a good scrub away from the goo. The slime then appears in the bathroom as well, and oh man, what an entry it is. All of a sudden, I'm reconsidering Smith to be the best girl in the show. The slime morphs into an Instagram model and starts cleaning Kimihito the same way he did Seria. Now, you really need to pause and see to appreciate how detailed her cleaning is, using all her body parts to clean all of his. All of them! Having the slime as a new addition to the house is kind of hard for them since she makes everything look like a lost November cause. Poppy, who has already named the slime Sue, is the only one getting along with her, mostly because both of them are freaking dumb. She hears the three talk about what they were going to do with Sue, and after hearing the word imprisoned, Poppy takes Sue and flies away. Bird in a cage flashbacks for her. He chases them down and reaches a riverside where somehow the situation dilutes into them playing Nerf with a bunch of kids. Speaking of random, Kimihito realizes that the kids really only wanted to play with Poppy because, well, they're umpire out most of the time. Seeing them appreciate Poppy's breasts, Sue gives the kiddos a bit of a treat by making her boobs larger than life. Thanks to the two random trolls from earlier, Sue finds herself in a bit of a situation where Poppy is barely holding her from falling down into a river. Does she not realize she can literally fly and grab her even if she were to fall? Oh, no, her wings are wet. Oh, you're frickin' stupid. Unfortunately, she falls and oh, how very sad. But just in the nick of time, Kimihito somehow managed to find a vehicle to ride and place it in the exact spot where Sue fell. When did he do this? Okay. They then make the decision to keep Sue with them, and just as they return home to hide her from Smith, she is there in all her voluptuous glory. The girls then take Sue and hide outside near a park while some officials from the government start to tear down Kimihito's house. Being outside for a long time means trouble for Sue as she begins to dry out. The only way for her to rehydrate is to kiss, lick, and suck Poppy's bodily fluids. You heard it here first, folks. You heard it right. In fact, she was so good at it that Poppy ended up producing a bit too much. Laying eggs at least will be easier now. Meanwhile, Kimihito comes across a lady in a wheelchair and helps her through as they get in a bit of an accident. She's a monster girl. I can see it from like a mile away. Sadia somehow gets her delicate part, the buttocks, wet after breaking a nearby tap. This would prove to be a goldmine for Sue as she starts to do slimy rituals on Sadia's butt. Oh no, it's not just there though. She quickly moves up to Sadia's nips as well, all the while she desperately tries to hold her moans in. Luckily, Mia's there to hold her mouth shut. This is looking kind of sus, to say the least. Two women ganging up on one. Oh man. At this point, both Poppy and Sadia are done for. The final victim is Mia, who stands her ground, ready to defend her honor. It's no use though, as Sue makes quick work of her as well. By the way, Kimihito got a very good view of that final act. They then realized that Smith and the government were actually building a place for Sue and not trying to take her back at all. At least that's what it seems like at first, but no, they just let Sue be, and the whole pool makeover is actually for the lady in the wheelchair, Lorelei Merioni, who is a mermaid. Did I not tell you? Did I not? So Merione is the new addition to his national park, and of course the jealousy meter is higher than ever. They even break her wheelchair, which she cannot move on land. Now Kimihito has to carry her everywhere, which makes everyone even more fucking enraged and stupid. Mia tries hard to sway Kimihito back to her side, but he is, first of all, a virgin. Second of all, falling for Merione's schemes, having a good grasp over our poor lad. Mia then tries to swing Poppy and Sadia's loyalty to her side, grouping to isolate Merione, but no, everyone likes her soft-spoken tone. She's the doll of the house. The only way for her to compete now is to change to a swimsuit the same way Merione did, which kind of works, judging by Kimihito's reaction. Merione takes Kimihito for a dive, and Mia, who isn't supposed to be in cold water for long, dives under cold water and passes out, probably for too long if Kimihito weren't there to save her. After this, they both head to a warmer bath where Mia takes her time to apologize to Merione for being sexier than her. Okay, calm down. I can already see the comments. It was a joke. Merione's sign of appreciation is fondling Mia's chest as hard as she can. Educational content for you, ladies and gentlemen. I frickin' swear. Somehow, every episode in this anime starts with Mia trying to get a point up against the other girls, and somehow she always fails. This time, the snake woman wants to cook, and she messes it up, which I guess happens because cooking isn't not easy. I just tried for Thanksgiving. I failed! If anyone wants a really dark chicken, let me know. She later finds out that all this was because she was having trouble with her snake heritage. Mia starts to molt, which from the looks of it is a thing of secrecy, saying how she tried to avoid being in front of Kimihito. In fact, it is more embarrassing than being naked. Yeah, of course, being naked all the time, check. But molting? Ugh. This isn't her first time molting though, as she has had some past experiences, but this is definitely the most unsuccessful molting period she's ever had. Seeing her poor state, Kimihito proposes to help her if she were to help him to molt later. What do you mean by that? How do male humans molt? Have I molted? Oh! Like sunburn peeling. Okay, it's just not the same. Peeling off her back isn't as bad. She probably woke up all the neighbors, but they got it done. But the front, though, well, the front is something Kimihito has to overcome with utmost determination. She covers his eyes using her tail and tells him to go ahead, even in the most sensitive part. More like, especially there. It's one girl after another having their beastly nature take over them. This time, Poppy has to lay an egg. Thankfully, it's an unfertilized one. Imagine all those grown girls in Kimihito called his actions on Poppy first. Now, here's a cameraman, dude. I'm not sure how he came to know of her laying an egg, but he's there to film an interview out of it, and they agree for some reason. He talks about filming Poppy only, but takes his time to ask questions to all the monster girls, where he mostly asks them if they were wearing any panties. Bro even went as far as to get a good feel of Sadia's boobs. He really hit the jackpot by convincing Mia to give her molted skin to him for research purposes. Yeah. Amidst the chatter, Poppy feels the egg about to drop, and the camera dude is out here telling her to pull her skirt up and film the whole thing. Why does no one have a problem with this? This is going too far now. They told Kimihito to stimulate her for her comfort while filming them. It takes Sue to finally reveal her inner feelings for these dumb frickers to realize what was really happening. At least Poppy managed to lay her egg successfully though, so I guess that's a win.